Another recent poll shows that Hillary Clinton is losing more ground to Donald Trump. Now, this is according to the results of a new NBC News SurveyMonkey weekly tracking poll. Shows that Donald Trump has caught up to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, her gigantic lead that she had once had over Donald Trump has vanished. Gone with the wind. It's gone. It's gone. Where did it go? Where did it go? It's gone. It's not there anymore. Over the last 7 days, Clinton had led Trump 47 to 45%. Not good. Not good. So, yeah, this is terrible. It's within the margin of error. Now, of course, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, but Bernie Sanders. Well, okay, speaking of Bernie Sanders, how does he do against Trump? Well, in the same poll that says Bernie Sanders maintains a 12-point lead over Donald Trump in a general election contest, winning 52% to 40%. I know, right? Yeah, he's the less electable candidate, by the way. I mean, if you listen to mainstream corporate media, that's what they're going to tell you. Oh, Bernie Sanders, he's not electable. They've been saying that all along. Okay, it's been the same drumbeat over and over again. Nobody will elect him. Nobody will elect him. He's less electable. Hillary Clinton, she's going to get the nomination anyway. So you just drop out Bernie Sanders. You're done. You're done. You're done. Yet, of course, he crushes Donald Trump consistently, every poll out of every poll. All the recent ones, stretching way back, double digits. No. Hillary Clinton, she's inevitable. So we have to deal with her, even though that she is now statistically tied in a dead heat with Donald Trump. Now, of course, the media and a lot of Clinton supporters will say that this is because Bernie Sanders has not been vetted properly. Oh, the media really hasn't paid any attention to him. They haven't really attacked him. They haven't really went after him. Except that time where they dredged up an essay and claimed that he was a supporter of rape. Remember that? Or the times, all the times where Bernie Sanders, his supporters were called sexist, misogynist Bernie bros. You guys don't remember that? It was all over Salon and all over left-wing media sites. No, he hasn't been attacked at all. Or the different times where Clinton surrogates will come out on CNN or MSNBC and say, well, Bernie supporters, not only are they sexist, misogynist Bernie bros, but they're also violent. And we're throwing chairs at the Nevada convention. Or, you know, the times where people like Claire McCaskill will come out and say, Bernie Sanders, he'll never win. He's a socialist. He's a socialist. He's almost like a communist, which is pretty close. No, he hasn't been attacked whatsoever. What are you talking about? No. While Hillary Clinton, there's no doubt that she has faced more attack than Bernie Sanders. You can't argue against that, okay? That's a fact. Hillary Clinton has been under sustained attack from the right wing over bullshit scandals like Benghazi and Vince Foster, which, like, Donald Trump is even bringing that up. Oh, I don't know what happened with this one guy who supposedly killed himself. I mean, Hillary Clinton obviously did something right? Buying into these bullshit conspiracy theories to Hillary Clinton. Now, there's conspiracy theories, and then there's actual facts. And there's actual things and policies that we disagree with Hillary Clinton. And there's times where she said things, or she said one thing and did something completely different, or she backtracked, or she flip-flopped, whatever. And by the way, Donald Trump has done the same thing. He's backtracked, he's flip-flopped. Oh, I didn't actually say that. No, you totally said that. You guys forget that there's this thing called recording. There's these things called cameras, like everybody's had them. Look, I've got one in my phone. Look, I'm talking to one right now. They seem to forget that cameras exist and record the things that they actually say. It's amazing to me, but as I said, there's a lot of things to be against Hillary Clinton on. And there are some things that are just bullshit scandals. So she's been attacked by on both sides for that. The one's a fair attack, The other is not. So yes, if you say that, hey, look, compared to Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders hasn't been attacked on the level of Hillary Clinton, you're actually right. Now, in that same vein, there's not a lot to attack Bernie Sanders on. Oh, he's a socialist, he's a communist. Yeah, and they've been saying the same thing about Barack Obama for the last 7.5 years. You know what? I don't think that attack's really going to make much of a difference in the minds of the general electorate. And of course, the people that it affects the most are people that were going to vote for Democrats anyway. You're not really losing out on anybody. However, if you nominate Hillary Clinton, you might lose a sizable chunk of independents. And that, of course, is super, super devastating when it comes to an actual general election. But whatever, right? But speaking about how Hillary Clinton is being attacked, it's true. She is being attacked by Bernie Sanders from the left and Donald Trump from the right. However, let's be honest, the assault hasn't even begun in earnest. For example, Bernie Sanders, and he's rightly criticized for not being tough enough on Hillary Clinton, for example, when it comes to the emails, or even her support of the bankruptcy bill, in which she received massive campaign contributions from the banks, and not to mention her being not being in favor of a 21st century Glass-Steagall. Now, seriously, on that, what kind of progressive supports the banks not being able to use depositor money to gamble on things like derivatives? Come on, man. That's what Glass-Steagall was there for, to separate depositor money from money that the banks can use to invest in stock market risky trades. Now, there is no wall. They can use your money that you put in the bank and gamble it on the stock market. And if they lose your money, well, that's okay. It's FDIC insured. So, fuck it. Let's go crazy at the casino. That's exactly what the banks have done. And Hillary Clinton, for some reason, she has a so-called progressive Hillary Clinton, says, no, that's okay. I'm okay with banks gambling with your money. That's cool. It's amazing to me. What kind of progressive says that? And, unfortunately now, banks don't really have an incentive to give out loans to businesses, because, look, it's all about financial speculation at this point. And the banks have made billions of dollars on this. I mean, why do anything else when your cash cow is betting against bad loans, like in the housing market? See, the thing is, they didn't learn their lesson. They're creating a bubble, and it's going to burst. Whether or not that happens during a Hillary Clinton presidency, which would be, well, it'd be a disaster no matter when it happens. But it could happen during a Hillary Clinton presidency, or certainly if Trump wins, disaster would come so much faster. And it's because these politicians, they're given money in order to basically give the banks whatever they want, to make sure they're not regulated more in the ways that they need to be. There's a reason that banks give millions and millions of dollars to our politicians. And that includes Hillary Clinton. Anyway, when it comes to attacking Hillary Clinton, you think Trump and the Republicans are not going to hammer her on those emails? Oh, come on, dude. You realize she's got a swarm of FBI agents investigating her right now. She has an IG report that says that what she did was wrong, and that she had been warned several times not to use that home server, that email address, because of issues of national security. And not only that, she says, well, I didn't know. Nobody warned me about this. Nobody told me that what I was doing was wrong. I thought I was following the protocol. Well, that same IG report says that 2 employees in the Office of Information Resources and Management had raised concerns. When they raised concerns with Clinton's personal email, staffers said, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You know why? Because our mission is to support the secretary and to never speak of her personal email system ever again. We don't talk about that here. Our only job is to support the secretary and not raise legitimate security issues. Here's the thing, right? Bernie Sanders, he may not be throwing punches, but Trump is. And if you think he's not going to go for some haymakers, come on, man. And the rest of the Republicans, they're still kind of waiting in the wings for this Democratic nomination to kind of wrap up. If Hillary Clinton gets the nomination, it's game on. They're going to open fire with everything that they have. And trust me, with Hillary Clinton, they've got a lot. They've got a lot of ammunition. And of course, all of this is being written off and ignored by corporate media. Ignore these polls. How many polls have we shown in succession where Hillary Clinton's lead continues to shrink and shrink and shrink? And sometimes lose to Donald Trump, where her unfavorables get higher and higher and higher. In some polls, higher than even Donald Trump, making her the most disliked politician to ever run for the presidency. No, ignore those. Ignore the polls. Ignore the FBI investigation. Ignore the FBI agents swarming over her. Ignore the possibility of an indictment over these emails. Ignore the most electable candidate and nominate what I consider to be the modern day George McGovern. Now, why do I say that? I'm sure a lot of you are probably asking, why are you calling her George McGovern? Well, remember, George McGovern won the Democratic nomination. He had, more delegates, more of the popular vote. But when it comes to a general election, he was incredibly weak. Does that sound familiar? Now, I know Hillary Clinton hasn't won yet, but she has got a lead in delegates. She has a lead in popular vote by at least 1 million. Some say around 3 million. We're not really sure of the numbers, to be honest with you. Okay, she's leading the Democratic nomination, not to mention that she's got the superdelegates, 400 on her side. Immediately, right off the bat, as soon as she announced 400 superdelegates, boom, right on her side. And the media continues to spread the narrative that the superdelegates, they've already chosen. No, they don't get to choose until the convention. That's when they actually cast their vote. They could switch at any time. They could switch tomorrow. That's what they did when she was running against Barack Obama. Remember, once again, she had all the superdelegates, and then at the convention, superdelegates all switched to Barack Obama. The establishment is going to say, hey man, I don't see an iceberg. I don't see an iceberg. I see the iceberg. Do you see it? They continue to ignore it though. Just like everything else. Ignore that. This ship will not sink. Not at all. You Sanders bros, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut your mouth. Bow to the establishment and get on board SS Hillary. We won't sink. And we're going to go straight on full speed into that iceberg, man. Here's the thing. We don't want to lose to Trump. I don't want to lose to Trump. I don't want Donald Trump anywhere near the White House. I don't want him cleaning up the dog shit on the lawn. Okay? I don't want him anywhere near close. Okay? That's why we're trying to warn you that if you want to beat Trump, you're choosing the wrong person to do so. You're ignoring your best chance. And look, I hope I'm wrong. But all I can look at, poll after poll, right? And just the way that this election is shaping up. I could see, and I hope I'm wrong, but I could see Trump winning the White House. That's a disaster. If she's the nominee, she could end up beating Trump. Maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, right? Or she could also get indicted in the general. Or maybe something else happens. Or maybe nothing happens. I don't know. We've got about 5 months until the nomination. Or the election. Okay? We don't know what's going to happen. But there are things that I do know. And you know by looking at the numbers. And I know that no candidate has ever won with such high unfavorable numbers. And without support from independents. And that poll after poll, the American people have expressed their disgust with both of the candidates, both the Republican and Democratic candidate. Clinton and Trump, man. It's gotten so bad that Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson, who's running on a third-party ticket, He's never gotten any more than what, 1-2%? He's got 10% support among the general electorate. 10%! That is unprecedented for a third-party challenge in America. You know why? It means that people are not happy with the choices that both the Democrats and the Republicans are trying to give us. And they're looking for something else instead of voting for the lesser of two evils. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are the most disliked politicians that are running. No, Donald Trump's not a politician. Well, he's running for political office, isn't he? Kind of makes him a politician, or at least a wannabe politician. And look, man, this is just another poll in the mountain of polls that should make Democrats and the Democratic Party and even the superdelegates, which I don't like, pause for a minute and say, maybe we should go a different course. Maybe we should avoid that iceberg while we still have a chance. Why don't we back what's better for the party and better for the country in November? I mean, which is better? A severely flawed candidate or the candidate that has been shown time after time after time to be able to beat Trump? That's your choice, man. That's your choice. And look, I know there's more of the primary left, and things can change, right? Like, for example, if he gets blown out in California, New Jersey, and the rest of the remaining states, okay, well, hey, yeah, you guys win. The establishment wins, right? I'll accept it. But if Bernie Sanders does really well in California and the rest of the remaining states, well, he could come in with, he can come to the convention with half of the pledged delegates and make the case that superdelegates, because Hillary Clinton cannot win. She can't clinch the nomination without the support of the superdelegates. It's that close. He's got 46% of all pledged delegates. And he might come in to the convention with more. He could come in the convention with just about half and be able to make his case to the superdelegates that he is the more electable candidate and the one that could win in November against Donald Trump. He could make that case. And California is kind of the key. So I just want to end out the segment by saying, when it comes to what's going to happen, it's in your hands, California. You've got an important job to do. So it's all in your hands now. Whether or not we nominate a candidate that is shown to be able to crush Donald Trump, or a weak, flawed candidate who could lose to Donald Trump. It's in your hands.